Yo, this a tough one right here, man. Welcome to the Duval Dogs podcast. Your boy Chance. This is another episode of 30 Days of Draftness, and today we are talking about Maason Smith. Yes, Louisiana State University, 3 Tech, 5 Tech, whatever you want to put him on the field. Yeah, it's great get off, great size, great athleticism in college, right? In college. Now, he exploded on the scene his freshman year. He tore his ACL his sophomore year, and then his third year, he had flashes of being a dominant player, but all it was flashes. And if you're a Jacksonville Jaguars fan, we know all about flashes. And we don't do flashes over here anymore. We want consistency. Anybody can get a sack real quick, one quick sack or whatever, but can you do it consistently? Can you pressure somebody consistently? Can you stop the run consistently? Can you be healthy consistently? And the answer right now for Maason Smith is absolutely not. I was super excited when we first drafted Maason Smith. I'm a Louisiana. My dad is from Louisiana, so if the Saints are in the Super Bowl or in the playoffs, and the Jaguars aren't or whatever, I'll be like, oh, let me check out the Saints. Or if LSU playing Clemson, in the national championship or something like that. Oh, I'm going for LSU. But Duval till I die or whatever. But that's kind of how I rock when it comes to that. I don't follow their rosters. I don't do any of that stuff. I don't even watch their games unless it's a big game. And honestly, they haven't had any big games in a long time. Keep it above. So yeah, when we got Mason Smith, I was excited because LSU products typically check out. They typically are who we think they are, especially when it comes to wide receivers. Um, Defensive players, if they wear the number 7, you got to keep your eye on them because that's their thing. If they wear number 7, that's the defensive player of that year. Like they earn that. So Tyrann Matthew and you know uh, Patrick Peterson, all those guys, they earn those things. Now, of course, Mason Smith played defensive tackle. He didn't wear number 7, nor should he, but he was a solid. He was a really good player, really quick get off. You know, he had really high potential, and Balky, he smell a ACL. He gonna draft you high. So he drafted him in the second round. Whatever year that was, I don't even know why I brought the year up. Let me see this right here. 2023, 2024. I think he drafted in 2024. Possible, El Possible. I don't know. Anyway, so we're gonna talk about what they said about him in the coming out of college. So rare size and athleticism combo, 6'5", 300 plus with legit burst equals prototype modern defensive lineman. When healthy, he fires off like an edge rusher. Can play inside on passing downs or outside in odd fronts. Can collapse pockets and control blockers. One of those, if it all clicks, in quotes, type of prospects. Weakness, ACL concerns. Biggest question, is he fully back to freshman form? Tape doesn't always match physical tools. Similar to Armstead, tight build, can play too high. Needs a more consistent plan, not just a raw power. I'm sorry. Effort can run hot, cold at times. Okay. So they compared him to Eric Armstead when it comes to their size. Eric Armstead's a little longer. He's 6'7". So anyway, he's 6'7". Mason Smith is 6'5". Maason Smith is a little heavier than Eric Armstead, so he's a little more stockier build than Eric Armstead. Eric Armstead is a more linear, type of player. He's 6'7", sub 200. I mean sub 300. Maason Smith is 6'5", plus 300 plus, give or take. So Maason Smith has never really amounted to what we thought he would be. And the scouts saw that as well. The scouts been pretty accurate so far. They haven't missed on pretty much anything. His ACL, his lower body injuries have been a concern. He's been healthy scratches. He's been nicked up, lower body injuries, whether it be his ankle. I'm not sure if his knee popped back up, but typically sometimes when having knee problems, you have lower extremity problems. You kind of lean to one side and it puts pressure on another body part, ankle, foot, whatever. You put too much pressure. And when you're 300 plus and you're a quick twitch guy and you're putting too much weight on one side of your body, that can lead to problems. No matter how much you weigh, but 300 plus for sure, you'll definitely feel it. So when it comes to Maason Smith, he has the potential because I got excited at the end of his rookie year when he got three sacks in 4 games or something like that. So when he came, so the next year I'm like, oh man, Eric Armstead, Maason Smith, they're gonna and Devon Hamilton gonna go crazy this year. He gonna put it all together. Everything's gonna be smooth. Nothing happened. Next year, even less happened. So it's just I like Maason Smith. I like his physical traits, what he can do. You know, I can throw a baseball 90 miles per hour, but I don't pick the ball up. So the ball only has potential, and by default, I only have potential. I could throw it, but I'm not gonna throw it because I'm not even gonna pick it up. If you get what I'm saying. So he has potential, but he has to see that potential and do something with it, right? If you have a quick get off, you have to show us you have a quick get off. But you can't show us you have a quick get off if you're not healthy. Now, granted, some injuries are just nagging injuries, and you can't do much about it. But once you learn to be a professional athlete and you invest that money into your body, you can still get injured. I'm not saying you can't, but you must invest that money into that money and time into your body because that's your money maker. So I'm not saying that he's not investing. I'm not saying any of those things. But if he isn't, he needs to because he can be he has the physical traits to be a star defensive tackle. He has the physical traits. He has the mindset, like the attitude. He has that Louisiana down south. Can't nobody with me persona, that vibe. Kind of like Florida, where it's like you're good and you know you good and can't nobody tell you nothing. He has that persona, kind of like a Jarian Jones, Jalen Ramsey, those types of dudes. Jarian from Mississippi, but it's something about down south. Those dudes that's good at football, they know they good, and you can't say nothing to them. All you got to do is to flip that switch. Make sure you take care of your body. Make sure you read the plays. Make sure you understand what's going on, and just do your thing on Sundays, bro. Stay healthy and do your thing on Sundays. That's all you gotta do. Now, granted, like I said, hamstring injuries and little high ankle sprains, things like that, soft tissue injuries can nag, and it seems like that's what's going on. I can't say much about it 'cause I'm not in the building. I don't know what's going on for certain. All I know is he hasn't reached his full potential and it's frustrating. And we're gonna have to find another three tech to take over for Eric Armstead um once his contract is up. and we that was supposed to be Maason Smith, but that's not looking too good right now. Best case scenario is we draft a player in this year's draft. He turns out to be something, and then Maason Smith turns it on, also turns out to be something, and we feel comfortable about having a four-man rotation in the middle with Eric Armstead, Maason Smith, Devon Hamilton, and XYZ in the middle, and then of course let Eric Armstead walk the next year or the year after that, something like that, and Maason Smith can get this ball rolling, get his trajectory going, and be a mainstay in the middle of our defense, which we desperately need. Josh Hines Allen desperately needs that. Trevon Walker desperately needs that because I feel like their ceiling is at a cap right now because the line isn't complete. Granted, I would love it for them to just win their one-on-ones consistently and just get to the quarterback no matter what the pressure looks like up the middle. But as of right now, and what we've seen so far from everybody on the D line, that's kind of asking too much a little bit. No disrespect, but it's a little bit asking too much. We need help across the line. Of course, we need help in the backfield, in the defensive backfield. I think we're gonna do way better this year with defensive backfield, but that's not the topic of of this video. But Maason Smith, he has to stay healthy. He has to, hang around the right people. I remember last year, 2 years ago, he wasn't hanging around the right people. He had to stop hanging around some other people, and that's crazy. You're a grown man, you got you have to know who's good for you and who's not. This is not high school. You have to understand I'm getting paid and I want to continue to get paid. So I need to figure out I need to hang around the OGs. I need to hang around the people who've been here 5, 10 years plus and been operating at a high level. That's my mindset. I'm not trying to kick it with my little buddy if my buddy ain't trying to turn me up for real. So I guess it's some maturity things he had to work through, and hopefully he's getting there, and hopefully he gets healthy, remains healthy, and can put a full season together. Work on his cardio, work on his motor, and we'll see what we got. But as of right now, bust territory, bust territory. If it wasn't for the lower body injuries, I'd say a bust. But it's definitely bust territory. Now, if he was just playing and he was healthy and he was just trash, I'd be like, yeah, bust. But it's that those nagging injuries could definitely derail your career, no matter if you're a Hall of Fame talent, OBJ type of thing, right? So we'll see. Only time will tell. And yeah, make sure you guys share, subscribe. I'm new to this YouTube thing, but hey, Duval.